supported your Senate campaign when you first ran.
Oh my gosh.
And now I'm running against you.
That's all right. That's all right. It's good. Competition makes us strong.
Indeed, indeed.
They're shutting down companies here in America, profitable factories.
And I feel compelled to draw the connections. And I believe that I'm the best candidate.
And I promise you, if I'm elected your president,
I'm the newest guy in the race. I'm speaker here today. Finally getting a chance alongside you guys.
Okay, nice to see you.
Best of luck. Thank you, Charles. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. And please, a big round of applause for my openers. Vice President Biden, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Mayor Pete, best warm-up acts in the business. And thank you to the Iowa Afl-Cio for inviting me to speak here today. I'm the only working man candidate in the race. I am the only member of the Afl-Cio in the race. As SAG-AFTRA member for 12 years, I have fought over and over again to make my projects union. So you know that I will fight for you because I am one of you. No other candidate can say that. Most of you haven't heard of my campaign before today because working people in this country are not given the same respect as the ruling class. Isn't it time that changed? Yeah. Isn't it time that we had one of us in the White House? Yeah. Or you can just keep trusting politicians. I'm sure that'll work out great at some point. I'm sick and tired of us workers getting screwed. I'm sick and tired of seeing my paycheck shrink, along with the rising cost of living. I'm sick and tired of seeing every member of Congress year after year, decade after decade, do nothing to change it. If you're supposed to be so great at making change, then where is it? Did the change fall through a hole in your pockets? Is it on your couch cushion somewhere? Because we can't find it. My name is Ben Gleib. For over 14 years, I've been a political commentator for places like CNN, NPR, ABC News, Fox News, The Young Turks. I'm an entrepreneur and a TV host you may know from shows like Idiot Test or Chelsea Lately or The Today Show. And I created the Telethon for America, where I helped gather 1 million Americans to help us create historic voter turnout in 2018 midterms. Thank you. One person thinks that's cool. Thank you. But I am best known as a stand-up comedian. For almost 2 decades, I've been traveling to towns big and small, Republican and Democrat, making people laugh and bringing people together. The opposite of what Trump does. Donald Trump is not a politician, so you can't beat him with politics. He's the biggest heckler in history, and to beat a heckler, we need a comedian. And if you don't think I'm right, just remember the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Because Obama hit him so hard with jokes, that's why he ran in the first place. Comedy got us into this mess. Comedy can get us out. You've just heard from all the top-tier candidates who will most likely all lose in 2020 because they're running traditional campaigns. But they're going up against an orange monster who has changed the game. To win this time, we're going to have to get ratings, big ratings. Everybody's saying it. And I will get you ratings. As someone pointed out, we cannot keep bringing policy papers to a wrestling match. If we truly want to win in the election that will determine the course of history, we have to change tactics. We do not have time to be polite. And I will get under crybaby Donnie's skin like his bones. Appropriate for a man I call Napoleon Bone Spurs, a.k.a. Treasonous Trump, a.k.a. Toupee Fiasco. Let me ask you all a question. What kind of country do you want? One that keeps getting better for super rich people and worse for you? One that keeps disrespecting the workers that make this country what it is? The union workers that are the foundation of this country? Just so Amazon can keep paying 0 taxes so Jeff Bezos can shave his super bald head each morning with the world's best razors? So drug companies can keep charging rates that no human except Jeff Bezos' head can possibly afford to pay? While they rake in obscene amounts of profits off of your suffering? A country that doesn't fight to keep jobs for its people? Because I don't want to live in that country. I want to live in America. In America, we value human workers. We value the people that build and run and maintain and repair and educate and protect this country. We value our union workers. And that is also why I will fight tooth and nail for a sweeping anti-corruption act. So our government finally fights for you. But it must be much more serious than the bills being proposed by other candidates. We must ban candidates finally from accepting any lobbyist money ever. And we also must pass a law that makes Congress vote on only one issue at a time. Clean bills with no poison pills, so we take away their excuse for not doing what we need them to do. A do-nothing Congress should not try to multitask. We can solve all of our problems by fixing the root cause of the climate crisis, mass shooting crisis, stagnant wage crisis, and healthcare crisis. The cause for all of them is corruption. We know it is. Our health and happiness should not hinge on the bottom line of greedy corporations. With a real anti-corruption bill, the working people of this country will finally have our needs met. We will finally have a seat at the table. And we will finally get our fair share of the profits because we create those profits. We can and must take our democracy back. We do not have time to be polite. Here's a frightening fact. What the people actually want has a statistically insignificant effect on whether our representatives vote for it. They're literally ignoring us. Our tax dollars pay their salaries, and they don't even pay attention to what we say. That's just rude. So today I am proposing a game-changing new policy as well. It is a new system that gives every American a direct say in what their representatives decide. It is known around the world as liquid democracy, but I call it connected democracy because that is what we need. Every citizen will have the ability to seamlessly express how they want their representatives to vote. And their reps will pledge that they will then vote that way. Why wouldn't they vote how we want them to vote? With this new system, I will also change the way the presidency functions by letting you decide whether I sign an executive order or not. By holding a vote on the Secure Connected Democracy platform, I will propose an executive order and tell the American people why I think it's a good idea. And then I will tell you that what I think really doesn't matter. What you think is what matters. Because even your president should be a true servant of the people. I pledge to do this for every executive order unrelated to national security or emergency funding. And I will only sign it if the majority of you vote for it. And it's not just theoretical, just so you know, this already is in use all around the country. Organizers and elected officials are using this exact tool to measure public opinion and change laws. And in fact, you can try it out right now. You can go to Gleib2020.com, click on Connected Democracy. And the best part is, this does not require any new legislation. If you elect me as your president, I implement it on day one. No one can tell me I can't listen to you. Let's take our democracy back. Because we have waited far too long for change to come from the same people who've been in power forever. The same people who are running for president right now. If you are not sure who to vote for, here's a good way to decide. During the time they've been in power, have the things you actually care about gotten better or worse? Do you have affordable health care? Are tariffs impacting your business? Are the floods getting worse here in Iowa? Ask Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders, why has the middle class shrunk during your incredibly lengthy term in office? They've promised it over and over again and not delivered for decades. In Bernie Sanders' case, centuries. And with all due respect to Vice President Biden, He is making gaffes and misspeaking almost every sentence lately, and that is a recipe for failure against Donald Trump. And he said to his donors this election cycle that if he wins, nothing will fundamentally change. Are you kidding me, sir? With all respect, we need many things to fundamentally change. A statement like that should be disqualifying for us union workers. We need a living wage, paid family leave for mothers and fathers, full labor rights to farm workers and domestic workers, and a seat for workers on corporate boards. Warren and Bernie will not beat Trump. I think we feel that in our hearts. And there's no use having plans for that or saying you'll clear all student debt and make college free forever if we lose again. I'm sorry to be so harsh, but again, our lives are on the line. So sorry, not sorry. Comedians tell the truth. We keep it real. Enough of the same old nothing. We need a bold leader. We need someone who you know for a fact will fight for you with every last breath, because I need things to change as badly as you do. We need someone with nothing to lose, because that is when you fight for real. And that is when you fight hard. And that is what I promise to do, to fight with all I have in my heart to improve your lives. It is time for brand new leadership. We do not have time to be polite. Let's take our democracy back. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.